Hi there. In this video, I just want to talk to you about images in a stack, and I also want to talk to you about canvas size and image size so that all of that is clear. In the stack over here, my layer stack, I have a larger file, the lake, sitting on top of this smaller file, which is a scan from a fashion magazine. If I turn off the larger layer, I see the smaller layer here set on this background of dots. Now, this background of dots is actually what we think of as the canvas. And the two layers are sitting independent of the canvas on top of it. The layers can be activated and they can be moved around on the canvas, but we only see what part of the image is actually in the canvas itself. Now, as a side note, if I saved the file right now and closed it up, it would not crop the image off. It would retain the fullness of the two layers. They would just be in this kind of weird position where you only see part of them because only part of them is within the canvas. All right. If you need to increase the canvas so that you can move things around without cutting them off, just come up to Image, Canvas Size, and then select a larger canvas size relative to your images. Right now my larger canvas size is 16.373 by 24 by 5.533, and we can just make this for demonstration 18 by 27. I'm going to always anchor the current images within that, and that means how much of the canvas do you want to build out from the center, or do you want it all to build up from the top? Do you want it all to build out from the bottom? Do you want it to build from the left, or do you want it to build from the right? In this case, I'm just going to go for the center. I hit OK, and as you can see, all that new space is just built off and around the edge of the actual canvas itself. And now, depending on how I order my layer stack, I not only can see the images in relationship to each other, but I can also move them around and have them not cut off so much. Okay, that is a canvas size transformation. You'll note with that the images did not get any bigger or larger, just this kind of background that everything is sitting on. Okay, let me go back here to what I originally had. If I want to make the image larger, then I need to use image size. Image size gets tricky because of two operations that can take place inside of the menu. One operation is to resample the image, and what that does is it makes the actual pixel dimensions of all of the layers relatively larger or smaller than where they began. So in this case, I'll have resample on. I go to width and height and I make a change. Let's make it smaller. When I make it smaller, you'll note that my resolution stays the same. And because I now am going to have an image that's 8 inches instead of 16 at 300, my image size drops from 103 megapixels to 24.7 megapixels. If I were to go the opposite way and make it larger, what I would see here in image size is that it would become a larger file than it was originally, and my scale or size of inches would change, but my resolution would be changed or would not change in a way that is independent of these two numbers. That is to say, resampling causes the actual pixel dimensions of all the layers to transform and become larger or smaller, causing the file to become larger or smaller. If I take resample off, we return back to the original dimensions that we had when we opened up. And this time, you'll see that the width, the height, and the resolution are linked together. So if I go to a smaller size here, my resolution increases, but my image size does not. The pixel dimensions are remaining the same. But what's happening is the number of pixels per inch is changing so that I can make a smaller size, or conversely, If I make a larger size, you can see the resolution goes down. Okay, this is only changing the scale of the image and spreading the pixels that are there out farther or compressing them in more per inch. It does not change or transform the actual pixel dimensions of the image. Remember, resampling is the action that you can take to actually transform the number of pixels in the width and the height. And you can see this here and here, and the way this is linked. Okay, I'm going to cancel out of that because I really don't want to change anything. But I just want you to know that image size and canvas size are there. They can be changed, and it can be useful to you to use them when you need to.